First started investigating the work of various anti-Semites, from Adolf Hitler and his book Mein Kampf to William Pierce. And I'd quote excerpts of how these people would say that Jews were corrupting society and use as an example the large number of Jews in the sex industry. And so I remember I did an interview and I said Nazism is my favorite form of pornography, which I got in a lot of trouble for, simply meaning that I found it fascinating the arguments that Nazis and neo-Nazis in America would use against the Jews, and frankly how it paralleled much of right-wing thought who blamed liberal secular Jews for many of the ills of society, for Hollywood, for the decadence, for the sex industry, for left-wing activism, for gay rights and transgendered activism. So just because I say something is fascinating doesn't mean I agree with it. That got me into a lot of trouble. So even though we were dealing with the same facts, I think Marc got to hear my story and see my story in a completely different light. Just as I'm getting to see his story in a completely different light that up until now I mainly just heard from Gafni critics because the supporters would not talk to me, so it's their own bloody fault. Rabbis Joseph Telushkin, Rabbi Saul Berman, Dr. Stephen Malma, psychiatrist and a big shot at Stephen S. Wise Temple. All these people, they wouldn't talk to me. I reached out to them. I tried to get interviews with them. I emailed Gafni at Bayit Hadash, and Gafni and his supporters would not talk to me for years. So I got a one-sided view of Mordechai Gafni now. I get to spend some time with him and see things from his perspective. It's what I always try to do. I always want to get both sides of the story. What happens often is that you get much more access to one side of the story, and so therefore you can tell that side of the story much more effectively. Wow. It's amazing out here. Funny, Marc's getting a ton of heat from his supporters for even talking to me. I'm getting a ton of heat from people who are usually friendly with me for being seen with Marc and hanging out with him. I want to get both sides. That's what a journalist does. And I prefer to have friendly relations with everybody I can, even when we disagree on important topics. You can imagine how cleansing this is for my soul. And it's starting to sink in now that I'm here. When you first arrive in a place, you still feel like you're where you came from, and it's kind of a little hard to adjust.